This is the Fantasy Roadshow.
Adonai Mitchell and Xavier Worthy. Where would you like to see them end up?
Put either one of them in Kansas City. Give Patrick Mahomes a downfield threat, man. And they're borderline first rounders too. I mean, anything vertical for Worthy, I would love. He is a speed guy, but he is absolutely a guy that, ends up in a bad situation and they're jamming him at the line and the coaches aren't making any adjustments for him and he gets stuck. I think Adonai is ready to go. I think he is. I think he's going to be great immediately. I think Worthy has more upside, but it may take him a year or two longer. But I mean, there's a lot of people. I heard my boy Andrew Erickson over at FP. He texted me when he was just doing his study stuff, and he was like, "Tell me why Tank Dell isn't just, or why Xavier Worthy isn't just taller Tank Dell." I was like, "That's actually a pretty good comparison." And then 3 weeks later, I saw Steve Smith make that same comparison on a podcast. So, and we know Tank Dell had a ton of success. So that's kind of, you're looking at a lightning quick guy that snaps off his routes, and when the ball is in his hands, if he makes a guy miss, which is rare because he's skinny, he's not breaking a lot of tackles, but if you whiff on that tackle, he is gone. Yep. And Adonai Mitchell just has an insane catch radius. He can make the acrobatic catches. I'd say the thing with both of them, for Worthy at size, a little bit is a concern as well, just with the slight frame, but both of them will have some major drops. A lot of Deontay Johnson going on there with the hands. So that could be annoying, but these are both really good prospects. I put them, Pat Fitzmaurice and I did tiers this week of the prospects going into the combine. And obviously things will change after the combine. Not only will we get numbers on a lot of these guys, but we'll get rumors coming out of the draft as well. This team likes this player. This team likes that player. Once again, half of it is smoke screen BS that none of us like, and we have to wade through it. But we'll pay attention to all of it. We know that. But I have those guys. I have Worthy and Mitchell in with like Brian Thomas and Troy Franklin and guys like that. Kind of those back end players in the first round. And then I have them ahead of the Roman Wilsons, Lad McConkey's, Pearsall, all the white guys. I have them ahead of all the white guys. I guess I just realized as I was listing off all those guys. But yeah, I have them ahead of those guys just in terms of athleticism and stuff. But, this class at wide receiver is so unbelievably deep. I mean, Roman proved himself at the Senior Bowl. He could easily, good numbers, he's going to go into that group. That's a borderline first rounder, right? And you saw some mocks with them after the Senior Bowl where Roman was in the first, and I'm like, all right, let's calm down. Let him have a good combine too, and then we'll do it. But I mean, Michigan they did the Arthur Smith. They ran the ball 50 times a game and barely had to throw it. So, but when they threw it, Roman was awesome. I remember
he's awesome.
I remember him making that catch like around a guy. I think that was against Nebraska, maybe early in the season. I was like, good God. And Pearsall has made some amazing catches too. This class is so deep.
Roman Wilson, he was a guy that, like, when he popped off the Senior Bowl, I was a little upset because I was so high on him prior to that. Like, he looks the part. Like, when he catches the ball and how it's just that next, you're like, all right, this guy's special. If you watched enough of his film, you saw that from him. So that was definitely one of those situations where it was like, I thought I was going to get a sneaky rookie draft pick there, but not so. Well,
don't worry. I mean, there's so many wide receivers. I mean, Leggett and Walker are falling too far, I think, in the process right now, because they're both very good players. And they had, like Leggett really just, I guess he had a couple bad days in practice, but it was really the size for him. And then Walker with all the drops and, drops suck. I hate them. And it makes, it's not the reason why I dislike Deontay Johnson. It's more of the punching Mitchell Trubisky in the face in the middle of a game that makes me not like Deontay Johnson and throwing little hissy fits whenever he doesn't get the ball, which Pickens does too, but at least Pickens is young. Deontay, you're a vet. What are you doing? But, it's the drops will drive you crazy. The drops, and if you watch Deontay enough, how many times does he get the ball, run backwards 3 yards to try to go around a defender, than run past them or through them and put a move on them or something. It drives me nuts. But drops don't worry me for fantasy until they take you off the field. And they're not taking Walker off the field, but they're definitely causing him playing time right now for sure by moving his draft stock down, because the NFL looks at you different if you're a 2nd round pick or a 4th round pick. So, if you get cut from that first team, if you're a 2nd rounder, you are definitely getting added by someone who thinks they can fix you. If you're a 4th rounder, maybe not so much. So it is affecting these guys in the process, but I still think Walker's really good. I still think Leggett is so good with the ball in his hands. I don't care that he came in a little bit undersized. It's all like the hands with Kenny Pickett. I never gave a crap about your hand size, and I honestly don't really understand thresholds for NFL GMs, because sure, maybe at a certain point you're lowering your risk by not taking a guy that's underweight or overweight or injury history or whatever, but it boils down to how good is this guy going to be? How well can he fit into my system? So I think putting a threshold on players is absurd. It's not something I would ever do. If I'm splitting hairs and the difference is a 1/4 of an inch in hand size, and that is the difference maker, I can make that be the difference maker, but I can't make it be the reason why I didn't draft a guy because he didn't hit this exact number that I thought, because I don't like it.
Yeah, that's the
I'm
worry.
a short guy too.
That's the worry. That's the worry with Caleb, is people are like, is he going to be 6 foot? Is that? It's like,
give a crap.
Yeah,
5'10". I mean, yeah, I don't give a crap what his size is. He could be 5'10" with tiny little Burger King hands from that Whopper commercial, right? And if I saw what I saw from him at USC, that's all I care about. Don't give me these measurements.